Showtime.
You know the saying, no risk, no reward. Well, some actors take that to the next level, putting it all on the line, quite literally.
Oh my God, they're talking!
No. I'm gonna take her to the car.
Please just go.
Welcome to Cinematic. Today we're diving into those moments when actors made the bold choice to go nude for their scenes. From Eva Mendes in Training Day to Barry Keoghan in Saltburn, these fearless performances remind us just how far some stars are willing to go for their craft. Let's get into it.
I've been here the whole time. I just...
Nellie, get dressed.
Here?
Avert your eyes, you...
Okay.
Turn around!
Thanks, Tim. What you...
25. Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013.
Under what circumstances would you be obligated to cooperate with an FBI or U.S. Justice Department?
In The Wolf of Wall Street 2013, Leonardo DiCaprio's portrayal of Jordan Belfort is filled with wild energy, and some of his most memorable moments came unscripted. One such instance involves DiCaprio's partial nudity during a particularly chaotic scene, which wasn't in the script. It perfectly captures the reckless, out-of-control nature of Belfort's life. Instead of just adding shock value, it deepens the outrageous tone of the film, highlighting the absurdity of his character's world.
His smile was one of those rare smiles that you may come across 4 or 5 times.
DiCaprio's improvisation wasn't just for laughs. It was a raw, honest moment that elevated the entire film and made it unforgettable. 24. Margot Robbie, The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013.
No, Daddy doesn't even get to touch Mommy for a very, very, very long.
Margot Robbie cemented her place in Hollywood with her breakout role in The Wolf of Wall Street back in 2013. Among a star-studded cast, Robbie's commanding performance and an unforgettable scene quickly set her apart. In a film defined by its unapologetic excess, Naomi and Jordan's first encounter is no exception. Naomi makes her intentions clear by confronting Jordan wearing nothing but stockings and heels. While director Martin Scorsese offered to tone down the nudity, Robbie insisted it stayed, arguing it was true to her character's bold personality. This decision showcased her commitment to authenticity and helped solidify her as one of the industry's brightest stars. 23. Jennifer Lawrence, Red Sparrow, 2018. For some actors, nude scenes can feel objectifying, but for Jennifer Lawrence, Red Sparrow offered a chance to reclaim her narrative. In 2014, Lawrence faced a deeply violating breach of privacy when personal photos were leaked online. Taking on the lead in the spy thriller years later, she saw it as an opportunity for empowerment. Director Francis Lawrence allowed Jennifer full control over the film's explicit content. Instead of holding back, she chose to embrace the material, later describing the experience as liberating. In her own words, it helped her feel empowered. It's a refreshing perspective, showcasing her strength and self-assurance. 22. Hugh Jackman, X-Men, Days of Future Past, 2014.
I can't do this.
Oh, no. Yes, you can.
What the hell am I even doing?
Superhero films don't typically venture into nudity territory, but leave it to Hugh Jackman to break the mold. In X-Men, Days of Future Past, Wolverine's consciousness travels back to 1973, landing him in a scene where he wakes up next to a woman after a night of passion. When producers asked whether Wolverine would wear boxers or briefs, Jackman argued that his character would definitely sleep in the buff. Committed to authenticity, Jackman filmed the moment as Wolverine examines himself in a mirror, bearing it all, well, almost. For practical reasons, he wore a green sock to allow for potential digital editing, just in case. 21. Kate Winslet, Ammonite, 2020. Kate Winslet has long been known for her commitment to her roles, even if it means stepping out of her comfort zone. So it's no surprise that when filming the 2020 romantic drama Ammonite, she chose to forego a body double. In the film, Winslet plays the real-life paleontologist Mary Anning, depicting her supposed relationship with geologist Charlotte Murchison, played by Saoirse Ronan. With several intimate scenes between the two, Winslet embraced the opportunity to present herself as her real 40-something self, post-children. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, she explained that she didn't shrink or change her body for the sake of nudity, but rather she did the opposite. We can certainly respect that confidence and authenticity. 20. Chris Pratt, Parks and Recreation, 2009, the end of 15 and 2020. In a memorable Parks and Recreation moment, Chris Pratt's Andy Dwyer misinterprets an invitation from his ex, Anne, and shows up at her house completely naked, thinking they're getting back together. The scene, which sees Amy Poehler's Leslie opening the door instead of Anne, is hilarious, but Pratt felt the response from Poehler and Rashida Jones wasn't quite what he expected. Rather than going for another take with his nude boxers on, Pratt decided to go all in and do the stunt fully naked. What he didn't anticipate was the stern response from NBC, who reprimanded him for not getting consent from the cast and crew before filming. While the situation didn't cause major behind-the-scenes fallout, we have to agree with the network on this one. 19. Emma Stone, The Favorite, 2018. Emma Stone made a bold choice on the set of The Favorite, proving her commitment to the craft. Playing Abigail Hill in Yorgos Lanthimos' sharp historical comedy, Stone's character battles her cousin Sarah, or Rachel Weisz, for the affections of Queen Anne, Olivia Colman. During a pivotal scene, Sarah discovers Abigail in bed with the Queen. Initially, the scene was shot with Stone covered by a sheet, but she felt that bearing all would better emphasize Abigail's defiance and one-upmanship. Despite Coleman's gentle warning, Stone trusted her instincts, and director Lanthimos gave her the green light. This marked Stone's first nude scene, and in terms of storytelling, her daring decision added a layer of raw authenticity to the moment. 18. Oscar Isaac, Scenes from a Marriage, 2021. In the 2021 HBO miniseries, both Isaac and his longtime friend Jessica Chastain delivered powerful, raw performances. However, Isaac's on-screen nudity wasn't quite what he had expected. Chastain had agreed to go fully nude for the series, but only on one condition: Isaac had to do the same. Isaac agreed, not fully realizing just how revealing the camera would be. When he finally saw the episode, he was surprised by how exposed he actually appeared. This unintentional moment of vulnerability added a layer of realism to the already intense marital drama, amplifying the undeniable chemistry between the two leads. 17. Jessica Chastain, Memory, 2023. Jessica Chastain, a talented Juilliard alumna, has earned a place among Hollywood's finest, winning an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and more for her deeply immersive performances. In 2023, she starred opposite Peter Sarsgaard in Memory, a film by Michel Franco that received rave reviews and an unforgettable 8-minute standing ovation at the Venice International Film Festival. One of the film's most compelling moments occurred in a scene originally written to take place in a bedroom. Chastain, always attuned to her character's needs, suggested moving it to a bathtub instead, adding a sense of intimacy and vulnerability. What followed was an improvised, emotionally charged sequence between her and Sarsgaard, captured in a single take. The result was a raw, powerful moment that showcased two talented actors fully immersed in their characters' complex relationship. 16. Viggo Mortensen, Eastern Promises, 2007. Viggo Mortensen fully immersed himself in the role of Nikolai Luzhin, a Russian gangster for Eastern Promises, 2007. He didn't just study the character's culture and interact with real Russian mafia members, he also insisted on being completely naked for the iconic bathhouse fight scene. What starts as a calm moment in the steam quickly escalates into a brutal, unscripted fight, with Mortensen and his co-star choreographing the action themselves. Director David Cronenberg supported Mortensen's decision to remain naked throughout, adding a raw vulnerability to Luzhin's character. The result is a gritty, unforgettable sequence that perfectly captures the film's tension and realism. 15. Donald Sutherland, National Lampoon's Animal House, 1978. The late Donald Sutherland, who passed away in June 2024, was known for his legendary talent, but in Animal House, he took a playful approach to his role as Professor Dave Jennings. While filming, he decided to drop his underwear and flash his bare bottom, thinking it would be cut. To his surprise, it stayed in the final film, becoming one of the most memorable moments. Sutherland later reflected on the scene fondly, calling it one of his favorites. His lighthearted spirit also helped co-star Karen Allen feel more at ease during her own nude scene, creating a more comfortable atmosphere on set. 14. Barry Keoghan, Saltburn, 2023. As an actor, sometimes following your instincts leads you to unexpected places. In 2023's Saltburn, Keoghan plays Oliver Quick, an Oxford student who befriends the more popular Felix Catton. Near the film's climax, Quick visits a graveyard and performs a strange ritual which involves stripping off his clothes. This racy moment was entirely improvised by Keoghan, who wanted to explore a darker, more twisted side of his character's psyche. The bold choice paid off. The scene became a striking highlight of the film, which, along with Keoghan's performance, earned critical acclaim and several accolades. 13. Kathryn Hahn, Agatha All Along, 2024. In the highly anticipated 2024 MCU miniseries on Disney+, Kathryn Hahn returns to her role as Agatha Harkness, the powerful yet mysterious witch first introduced in WandaVision. In the opening episode, Agatha realizes that she's lost all her powers, leaving her vulnerable and confused. To capture this moment of complete loss, Hahn made the bold choice to have Agatha appear completely naked during a pivotal scene. Though the script suggested she wear a robe, Hahn felt that Agatha wouldn't be concerned about being exposed in her front yard at that moment. The result is a hilarious yet poignant scene where a frantic naked Agatha confronts her bewildered neighbor, blending both humor and depth as the character grapples with her new reality. 12. Anya Chalotra, The Witcher, 2019. When Netflix's The Witcher premiered in 2019, it quickly became a massive hit, with Anya Chalotra standing out as Yennefer of Vengerberg. While her bold decision to film nude scenes certainly drew attention, it wasn't just that. As the female lead and love interest to Geralt, Yennefer naturally had several revealing moments in the first season. In an interview with Metro, Chalotra revealed that she initially used a body double for Yennefer's first intimate scene. However, she soon became uncomfortable with someone else portraying her character, deciding that it was all still part of her acting journey. From that point on, Chalotra embraced the role fully, stepping in for her nude scenes, a choice that surely didn't go unnoticed by certain viewers.
I believe I can touch the sky. Thinking about it every night.
11. Ken Jeong, The Hangover, 2009. Before The Hangover in 2009, Ken Jeong had a handful of film roles under his belt, but his wild energy in this breakout comedy truly stole the show. The turning point? A scene where the wolf pack opens a car trunk only to be ambushed by a crowbar-wielding, fully naked stranger. Interestingly, the nudity wasn't in the script. Jeong pitched the idea to director Todd Phillips, who enthusiastically agreed, quipping, "You don't have to tell me twice." The result? A shockingly hilarious moment that became an instant classic. Jeong's fearless portrayal of Mr. Chow didn't just surprise audiences, it cemented his status as a comedy legend. 10. Will Ferrell, Old School, 2003. Will Ferrell's performance in the 2003 comedy Old School was pivotal in establishing him as a household name. One of the film's most unforgettable moments occurs when his character, Frank the Tank Ricard, drunkenly streaks down a busy street, only to be caught by his new wife. Ferrell has explained that his decision to perform the stunt himself wasn't driven by shock value, but rather by a desire to stay true to the character. He felt that the scene was crucial in depicting Frank's downward spiral, and his authenticity in performing the act made it even more impactful. Ferrell's fearlessness in this moment only solidified his status as a comedy legend. Eva Mendes, Training Day, 2001. In Training Day 2001, Eva Mendes may not have had a huge role, but her impact was undeniable. One of the film's most memorable moments came during a tense scene between Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington, where Mendes' character wasn't originally intended to be nude. But as the scene evolved, Mendes had a quiet but powerful suggestion for director Antoine Fuqua. that it would feel more true to the moment for her character to be naked. Mendes later explained that, like many actors, she's not shy about shedding her clothes if it serves the story. She emphasized that her decision wasn't about exhibitionism, but about authenticity and making the scene feel as raw and real as possible. Her instinct was spot on, and ultimately, her willingness to be vulnerable on screen added a layer of realism that made the moment all the more intense. Jason Segel, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 2008. Male nudity is a rarity in Hollywood, which adds to the hilarity of this moment in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. In the opening scene, Jason Segel's Peter surprises his girlfriend with a naked gesture, only for her to announce she's ending the relationship. Just as viewers expect the camera to cut away, Peter lets the towel fall, revealing everything. Segel, who wrote the film, drew inspiration from his own experience of being dumped while unclothed. While he admits he quickly got dressed in real life, the awkwardness of the moment inspired him to include it in the script. It paid off, delivering a comedic punch that left audiences roaring. 7. Shannon Elizabeth, American Pie, 1999. In the iconic teen comedy, Elizabeth takes on the role of Nadia, a foreign exchange student who unwittingly becomes part of a prank involving a webcam. The protagonist, Jim, secretly records Nadia as she explores his porn collection, leading to an unexpectedly intimate moment broadcasted to multiple strangers. Fast forward to 2020, Elizabeth reflected on her role in Danny Wolf's documentary, Skin, A History of Nudity in the Movies. She shared that she improvised certain movements to heighten the scene's comedic awkwardness. While the scenario might seem a bit unsettling to modern audiences, Elizabeth's boldness in embracing the role underscored the film's genre-defining impact. 6. Lena Dunham, Girls, 2012-2017. As both the creator and star of Girls, Lena Dunham aimed to portray women in their 20s with honesty and vulnerability. Her character, Hannah, was impulsive, narcissistic, neurotic, and often nude. By appearing frequently without clothes, Dunham defied Hollywood's standards of who should be seen naked on screen, challenging narrow definitions of beauty and promoting body positivity. Dunham also emphasized sexual expression, showing Hannah with all her flaws and imperfections. Her bold choices helped redefine on-screen nudity, fostering a more inclusive and realistic view of beauty in the media. 5. Joseph Morgan, Titans, 2018-2023. Actors often put in serious work to get into shape for a role, and when that preparation includes a nude scene, why not show off the results? Joseph Morgan stepped into a major role when he joined Titans in Season 4 as the iconic villain Brother Blood. In one dramatic moment, his character emerges from a pool of blood, covered only by the red substance. Morgan shared with TV Line that he was offered a body double for the scene, but decided against it. Instead, he wanted to make his training count and ensure the moment, straight from the comics, was captured authentically on screen. Let's just hope that blood was corn syrup for his sake. 4. Marlon Brando, Last Tango in Paris, 1972. Marlon Brando's performance in Last Tango in Paris, 1972, is remembered for its raw, unfiltered intensity. The film features several intimate moments, with Brando reportedly improvising much of his dialogue and physical actions. This approach extended to some of his nude scenes, which pushed boundaries and shocked audiences at the time. What makes these moments iconic is how they blurred the lines between the actor and his character, Paul. Brando's willingness to embrace vulnerability and spontaneity created a portrayal so visceral that it left an indelible mark on cinema history. 3. Ewan McGregor, Trainspotting, 1996. Ewan McGregor's full frontal scene in Trainspotting, 1996, stands out as one of the most memorable moments in the film. McGregor himself suggested the scene's graphic nature to fully capture the raw, unflinching realism of his character, Renton. This daring choice perfectly matched the gritty, unapologetic tone of the film, amplifying its intense portrayal of addiction and disillusionment. McGregor's willingness to embrace such an unvarnished moment helped solidify Trainspotting as a cult classic. 2. Halle Berry, Monsters Ball, 2001. Halle Berry's performance in Monsters Ball, 2001, is unforgettable, particularly during an intense emotional breakdown with Billy Bob Thornton. She fully embraced the raw vulnerability of her character, Letitia Musgrove, which led to a moment of unscripted nudity. Berry's fearless portrayal added an authenticity to the scene, and her performance earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress. She made history as the first Black woman to win this prestigious honor, solidifying the scene as one of the most iconic moments of her career. 1. Jamie Dornan, 50 Shades of Grey, 2015. Jamie Dornan's portrayal of Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, 2015, became iconic, in part due to his unscripted contributions to the character's intimate moments. Dornan added subtle yet powerful details, like spontaneous shirtless scenes, to enhance his portrayal and make the character feel more authentic. Fans appreciated these unscripted actions, which brought an extra layer of intensity and realism to Grey's complex persona, elevating the film's emotional and physical dynamic. Dornan's choices helped make the film a standout in the romance genre. Which of these spontaneous streaking sessions did you find the most shocking? Let's talk about it in the comments.
You don't need me around here.
Oh, well.
No, you don't.
For nearly a decade, Little House on the Prairie captivated audiences with its heartwarming tales of family, faith, and frontier life. Based on the beloved books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, the show followed the lives of the Ingalls family as they settled in Walnut Grove, Minnesota. It wasn't just a television series. It was a reflection of simpler times, of love and hardship, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Over the years, it has continued to be a source of comfort and nostalgia for millions of fans. But as much as we remember the show, what about the actors who brought those characters to life? How have they transformed since we last saw them on screen? 1. Michael Landon, Charles Ingalls. Michael Landon brought depth and warmth to the role of Charles Ingalls, the steady, loving father who was the heart of the Ingalls family. As Charles, or Pa, Landon embodied the ideal of a devoted and hardworking man who did everything in his power to support and protect his family, even in the face of countless challenges on the frontier. Landon was in his late 30s when he took on the role, and his portrayal, marked by his genuine, compassionate nature, made him a beloved figure in households across America. His ability to balance strength with tenderness cemented him as one of television's most memorable father figures. Unfortunately, we lost Michael Landon far too soon. He passed away in 1991 at the age of 54 from pancreatic cancer, but his impact on television is undeniable. In addition to Little House on the Prairie, Landon was a huge part of TV history with his work on Bonanza and Highway to Heaven. He not only acted but also directed and produced many episodes of Little House. His legacy endures, with reruns of his shows continuing to air and inspire new generations. Even today, Landon is remembered as one of the most iconic figures in TV history. 2. Karen Grassel, Caroline Ingalls. Karen Grassel brought to life the role of Caroline Ingalls, the kind, gentle, and resilient matriarch of the Ingalls family in the beloved series Little House on the Prairie. As Ma Ingalls, Grassel portrayed a figure of unwavering strength and maternal love, providing stability and guidance to her children and husband in the harsh conditions of the frontier. In her early 30s when she took on the role, Grassel's portrayal became synonymous with grace and fortitude, embodying the spirit of pioneering women who faced adversity with resilience and compassion. At 81, Karen Grassel is still a force to be reckoned with. She continues to perform, most recently taking on roles in theater productions. She's been candid in interviews, reflecting on her time as Caroline Ingalls and sharing stories of her rich career. Even after all these years, Grassel remains connected to the character of Caroline and continues to be beloved by fans for her timeless performance. In her personal life, she's also been an advocate for women's rights, adding to her impressive legacy both on and off the screen. 3. Melissa Gilbert, Laura Ingalls. Who could forget little Laura Ingalls, the spunky, adventurous girl with big dreams? Melissa Gilbert became America's sweetheart when she was cast as Laura, starting the role at just 10 years old. Gilbert's portrayal of Laura took viewers on a journey from childhood to adulthood, and her character was the emotional center of the show for many fans. Melissa Gilbert, now 59, has led a fascinating life since her days as Laura. She continued to act, starring in films, TV shows, and even on Broadway. In addition to her acting career, Gilbert has also ventured into writing, penning several books. including a memoir where she shares candid insights into her life in Hollywood and beyond. In recent years, she's been focused on her family and personal projects, while still making appearances at fan conventions, where she continues to connect with Little House fans. Gilbert remains a down-to-earth, relatable figure who holds a special place in the hearts of many. 4. Melissa Sue Anderson, Mary Ingalls. Melissa Sue Anderson played Mary Ingalls, the eldest Ingalls daughter. Mary's storylines were some of the most dramatic on the show, especially when she tragically went blind, a role that required immense emotional depth. Anderson took on this challenging part at a young age and became one of the show's standout performers. Now 60, Melissa Sue Anderson is still recognized for her role as Mary Ingalls, though she has kept a lower profile in recent years. She stepped back from the limelight after her Little House days, but has occasionally returned for select acting projects. She's also an author and has written about her experiences on the show. Though not as active in Hollywood as some of her co-stars, Anderson's portrayal of Mary continues to resonate with audiences and remains a defining part of her career. 5. Lindsay and Sydney Greenbush, Carrie Ingalls. Lindsay and Sydney Greenbush shared the role of Carrie Ingalls, the youngest Ingalls daughter, from the tender age of 4. While Carrie had fewer storylines compared to her older sisters, the Greenbush twins became beloved for their innocent and sweet portrayal of the little Ingalls girl. At 53, the Greenbush twins have since retired from acting, choosing to pursue different career paths. Lindsay has focused on animal welfare and horse training, while Sydney pursued a career in real estate. Both sisters have fond memories of their time on Little House and occasionally participate in fan events, but they've largely left Hollywood behind. Despite this, their roles as Carrie remain an iconic part of the show's history. 6. Allison Arngrim, Nellie Oleson. Allison Arngrim played the ultimate mean girl of Walnut Grove, Nellie Oleson. With her spoiled attitude and sharp tongue, Nellie was the character everyone loved to hate. Arngrim was in her early teens when she took on the role and became one of TV's most memorable villains. Now 61, Allison Arngrim has embraced her role as Nellie Oleson and has turned her on-screen persona into a platform for comedy and advocacy. She's written a memoir about her time on Little House and how playing such a notorious character shaped her career. Today, she's an advocate for AIDS awareness and child protection, and she continues to act, write, and perform stand-up comedy. Far from the spoiled brat she portrayed, Arngrim is warm, funny, and deeply caring, a far cry from Nellie Oleson. 7. Richard Bull, Nels Oleson. Richard Bull played Nels Oleson, the kind-hearted, patient, and often long-suffering father who ran the town's mercantile. Despite his wife Harriet's outrageous behavior, Nels was always a voice of reason, providing balance in their household. Bull was in his mid-50s when he portrayed the gentle shopkeeper, and his portrayal of Nels made him a beloved figure in Walnut Grove. Richard Bull passed away in 2014 at the age of 89, leaving behind a rich legacy in television. His role as Nels Oleson endeared him to fans, and his nuanced performance helped shape the character as more than just a foil to his wife. Bull's passing was met with an outpouring of love from the Little House fan community, with many remembering him as one of the show's most grounded and warm characters. 8. Catherine McGregor, Harriet Oleson. Catherine McGregor portrayed the unforgettable Harriet Oleson, the meddlesome, gossipy, and often outrageous wife of Nels. Her antics often brought comic relief to the show, but beneath Harriet's sometimes unkind demeanor was a woman fiercely protective of her family and social status. McGregor was in her late 40s when she took on the role, and she brought incredible energy to Harriet's over-the-top personality. Catherine McGregor passed away in 2018 at the age of 93. While she stepped back from acting after Little House, her portrayal of Harriet Oleson remains one of the most iconic parts of the show. McGregor embraced the role with gusto, and though Harriet was often seen as a villain, McGregor's performance made her a character audiences love to hate. Her contributions to the show's dynamic cannot be overstated, and her legacy lives on in the reruns that continue to bring joy to fans. 9. Dean Butler, Almanzo Wilder. Dean Butler portrayed Almanzo Wilder, the dashing love interest and eventual husband of Laura Ingalls. Handsome, hardworking, and reliable, Almanzo became a fan favorite, and Butler was in his late 20s when he took on the role. His romance with Laura was central to the later seasons of the show, and their story added a new depth to the series. At 67, Dean Butler continues to be active in Hollywood, not only as an actor but also as a producer. He has appeared in several TV shows and documentaries over the years and has also worked behind the scenes on various projects. Butler has always spoken fondly of his time on Little House, frequently attending fan events and embracing his role in the show's enduring legacy. His portrayal of Almanzo remains one of his most beloved performances. 10. Victor French, Mr. Edwards. Victor French played Isaiah Edwards, affectionately known as Mr. Edwards, the rugged and kind-hearted friend of the Ingalls family. French brought a sense of humor and warmth to the role, and his character's deep bond with Charles Ingalls was a cornerstone of the series. French was in his late 30s when he first appeared on Little House, and his portrayal of Mr. Edwards became a fan favorite. Victor French passed away in 1989 at the age of 54. His loss was deeply felt by the Little House community, as French's presence on the show had brought a unique mix of toughness and tenderness. His portrayal of Mr. Edwards was one of the emotional backbones of the series, especially in the earlier seasons. In addition to his work on Little House, French had a successful career both as an actor and director, leaving behind a lasting legacy in television. 11. Jonathan Gilbert, Willie Olson. Jonathan Gilbert played the mischievous Willie Olson, the younger brother of Nellie and the son of Harriet and Nels Olson. As a child actor, Gilbert's role added a layer of humor to the show, as Willie often found himself in trouble, much to his parents' dismay. At 56, Jonathan Gilbert has left acting behind and transitioned into a career as a stockbroker. He has lived a private life since his time on Little House, staying largely out of the public eye. Despite this, Willie Olson remains a beloved character for Little House fans, and Gilbert's contribution to the show continues to be fondly remembered. 12. Kevin Hagen, Dr. Hiram Baker. Kevin Hagen played Dr. Hiram Baker, the kind and compassionate town doctor who was always there to help the residents of Walnut Grove. Hagen's performance made Dr. Baker one of the show's most comforting figures, always calm and dependable in times of crisis. Kevin Hagen passed away in 2005 at the age of 77, but his portrayal of Dr. Baker remains one of the show's most enduring contributions. His quiet strength and compassion made him a beloved character, and Hagen's work on Little House is still appreciated by fans today. His gentle demeanor as Dr. Baker left a lasting impact, ensuring his place in the hearts of viewers. 13. Dabbs Greer, Reverend Robert Alden. Dabbs Greer portrayed Reverend Robert Alden, the gentle and wise town minister who offered spiritual guidance to the residents of Walnut Grove. Greer's portrayal was filled with warmth and sincerity, and his character played a key role in many of the show's emotional moments. Dabbs Greer passed away in 2007 at the age of 90. His role as Reverend Alden was just one part of his long career in Hollywood, but it was certainly one of his most memorable. Greer's ability to convey deep kindness made Reverend Alden a pillar of the Little House community, and his contributions to the show have not been forgotten. 14. Charlotte Stewart, Miss Beadle. Charlotte Stewart played Miss Beadle, the beloved schoolteacher of Walnut Grove. With her kind smile and nurturing spirit, Miss Beadle became a key figure in the lives of the Ingalls children, and Stewart brought warmth and charm to the role. At 82, Charlotte Stewart is still active in both acting and writing. She has appeared in various projects over the years, and she has also written a memoir about her time on Little House. Stewart often shares stories from her career, and she remains a beloved figure for fans of the show. Her portrayal of Miss Beadle continues to be remembered with great affection. 15. Merlin Olson, Jonathan Garvey. Merlin Olson played Jonathan Garvey, a gentle farmer and close friend of the Ingalls family. His character was known for his strength and kindness, and Olson brought a quiet dignity to the role. Merlin Olson passed away in 2010 at the age of 69. Before his acting career, Olson was a professional football player, and his dual success in both sports and entertainment was remarkable. His time on Little House remains one of the highlights of his acting career,